ठीक.
I've started.
Right. Okay.
Rumna ma'am, please allow Raja Ghosh to come in. No, he's got disconnected.
But he is not showing. Zubair is showing, but not Raja Ghosh.
No, but Raja, I don't think is there.
He has gone out.
Yeah, he's got accidentally disconnected. Please allow Raja to enter. No.
Anyway, when he comes,
Okay,
Zubair was waiting. I did it.
Madam, we
Okay.
are not being able to hear you.
Are you able to hear me, the presenter?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay. So, what are we going to discuss tonight? What happens after you submit the paper? What are the various models of peer review? What is plagiarism? What are the actions of plagiarism? Why to cite? What to cite? What are the styles and how to cite in APA? And then finally, what is Ukund, which is the anti-plagiarism software? What are the things you are going to learn after the end of this session? What is peer review process? How to avoid plagiarism? And how to use citation in APA style. This is where we were in the last session. We had concluded till this point. How to choose the right research question. Basically, it was meant for what are the steps of writing a research paper. So in the previous class, previous session, we have discussed various steps. Choose the right research question, then we do a literature search, then we structure the research article, which requires abstract, title, keywords, introduction, IMRAD, methods, results, and discussions, and then references. Then we had discussed about the format of the research article, how to write basically from the point of view of grammars, avoiding various errors. Then finally we submit to the index journals. Now, what happens after that? So we need to understand that once you submit your paper, what happens after that? There is a review process. Once you submit your research paper to any journal, there is a peer review process. What happens in that? As an author, you submit the article to the editor. Initially, editor looks at that, and on the basis of whether it matches with the scope of the study or not, he or she accepts or rejects immediately. For instance, recently, 2 months ago, we had written a paper on COVID, and one of my scholar along with our scholar, so we had sent it to Elsevier, but they rejected the journal, they rejected the article, saying that this is not it is not part of the scope of that journal. So then we had to think about sending it to other journal. Then once the editor finds that okay, it is okay, then he sends to the reviewer. Reviewer does an assessment, makes some comments. He can reject the paper or he can accept the paper. And the communication is made to the editor. In certain cases, the reviewer may suggest certain revisions. He may suggest that these revisions are required. So this again is communicated to the author via the editor. So this is a process of peer review, right? So this is what happens when you send to the any journal. Fine. So this point is okay.
Yes.
Right. So then we need to understand that what are the various kinds of peer review
Someone's
models.
audio is not muted, sir. Can everyone mute, please?
Right. So there are different models of peer review. How the review is done. There can be double blind peer review, single blind peer review, or open review. What happens in case of single blind? The reviewer knows the name of the author. It is not kept anonymous. The reviewer knows the name of the author. Who are the authors? Fine. So this is a single blind review. Second is double blind review. What happens in double blind review? Neither the reviewer knows the name of the author, and in any case, author does not know who is reviewing my paper. So
Dr.
mostly,
Jha, if I may just ask,
Yes,
how do we get the assurance that it is actually double blind or even single blind?
the
Single
journal
blind,
mentions. The
single blind
journal-
anyway, I cannot know. Yeah.
Yes. So see, the journal mentions when you visit their website and scope and about us, they mention that what kind of review they are following.
That's
Good
right.
journ-
But are they actually following? Is there some kind of an audit by third party or?
Certainly, the good journals. That's why when you send paper in a journal of quality of Elsevier or Scopus, they take more than 1 year to review and give you feedback. It takes 1 or 2
Okay.
years. The entire cycle process is like
But
that.
by that time, the data will get old.
No, nothing like that. Data will not get old because you have submitted at that time. Suppose you have submitted in 2020 and it will get published by the end of 2021 or in 2022. So this is
Okay.
how the process is. So this is about single blind and double blind review. Open review is very simple. The reviewer name is known to the author and the author's name is also open to the reviewer. So this is not a preferred kind of review. And in all case, editor knows the identity of the author as well as editor knows who are the reviewers. So he plays the role of a receiver or communicating with the author as well as the reviewer. So this is a simple model of peer review which happens in all the good journals.
Okay.
Right?
Sir, Mr. Raja Ghosh
Ah.
is trying to get in. If you can help him.
Since I am not co-host, so Rumna ma'am will help it out. Rumna ma'am,
Romna ma'am, please help Raja Ghosh. Raja
Because
is
that-
trying to get in.
because that day I was getting in between, I was getting.
Yes, sir, I've done it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Thank
great. He's back.
Yeah, Raja wants to enter. Yeah, please help him. Yeah.
Yes, I've done it.
So,
Thanks,
Thank
Romna ma'am.
so this is the review process. Next, what does a reviewer looks at? Most of the points we have covered that day. The reviewer looks at the content, depth, quality, whether how is the flow, appropriateness, whether this paper is within the scope of that journal or not. First thing they see that whether it is a part of, whether this comes under the scope of that journal or not. Suppose you have written something about retailing and you are sending it to a journal which is into engineering and mechanics, then certainly it will not get accepted. So that is how you need to look at whether I am matching with the scope of the journal or not. Structure, that day we have discussed about IMRAD. So they will look at the structure of the journals, how the ideas are flowing, and whether the literature review is relevant or not. If you go for too many literature reviews, you will also get confused and the reviewer will also get confused. Whether it is matching with the basic objective of your research or not, that they will see.
Romna ma'am, please allow Mr. Zubair.
Then,
Dr. Jha,
yeah,
so in the earlier session, it was like, the more the literature review that you make, probably you get, ideas and more clarification that we need on in my research area. But then, as you have been rightly pointing out, that too many literature or too much of literature review probably would lead to some kind of a confusion in our mind also. I mean, I would not be able to do justice to it.
correct.
So there has to be a kind of a balance which we need to maintain.
Absolutely. See,
So
yes,
yeah.
I am coming to that. See, reading and doing literature review, lots of literature review is fine. Here we are discussing about putting relevant literature review in my limited paper of 3000 words. How I can do that? I am reviewing thousands of literature or say hundreds of literature. Now my objective is to identify certain things. What are the research gaps in? If suppose I find that out of 50, 10 authors are talking about the same research gap, then no need to quote all the 10. I will pick out the best out of that based upon who is the author. More than that, where it is published, where the journal is published. Instead of open access, if I am finding that it is published by some faculty from IIM, from Harvard, or from and it is published in UGC or Scopus Index Journal, then certainly I will pick that, right? So instead of that volume, these are the things, research gaps I have to identify. Number one, if there is too many similarity, I will pick one. Then also I have to find who are the deviators, who have deviated from whatever I am trying to find out. So if the deviation is more, then also I will need to find out that which are the concrete ones. So I will pick those that they are deviating from what I am thinking about. So this is how you need to be relevant. Another important thing that day also I discussed was in doing a literature review. I have mentioned in most of your comments in the assignment which I have given, recency is an important factor. Recency. Suppose some of
More
you are
recent.
right. You are doing on modern retailing or online shopping behavior, and if you find that literature which is of 2005, it will be of no use, because I find that after 2010 or maybe after 2015-16, once Geo came, everything has changed. Scenario has changed after 2015-16. So we should concentrate on at least recent 5-6 year more. For the conceptual level, a person who has given, say, in 1947 Maslow's need hierarchy, for conceptual understanding, that is fine. But what have been done in the recent past? So the examiners, evaluators, reviewers also sees that whether recency is there or not. So in doing a literature review and writing also, there has to be an order, either ascending or descending order.
But
Right.
then there is a question which I have got a doubt. Like I have identified certain research gaps, and I find that okay, after doing the literature review, that okay, this is the gap where I need to work upon, and probably this would be my research project. Now, after some time, when I have proceeded on that particular area, and have almost at the verge of completion of that kind of thing, and then there I find that some other research work similar to mine have been done before, and probably my research that I have done is not radically different from what has been done before. Then what is the situation like?
It's again, that day also I told about bounded rationality. Same, if you have done that already, you have done that time, and you have reached to a conclusion, then in our half yearly progress, one of the important key element of your evaluation is what literature you have read in the last 6 months. It will continue till the time when you are submitting your thesis. Right, when your pre-submission will happen, that time also we will ask that what are the latest literature you have read in this field. That's why I said while writing, introduction is written at the last, because you will update it. You will mention that these are the new findings, but my time of data collection, you will prepare a timeline. So your data collection was between, say, 2022 January to 2022 December, or say April, May. So during that time frame, it is okay, it is accepted, nothing wrong in that.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
So correct use of correct statistics, relevant, whether methodology is relevant or not, whether you have done regression, or whether ANOVA was required, what are these data, with what are the statistics you have used, and whether the conclusion is supported by the data. All these things are looked upon when a reviewer looks at your research paper. Now here comes the topic for which we are assembled here online. That is one of the important things which a reviewer looks at is the plagiarism. Now, what is plagiarism? You already have understood what is plagiarism and why we are discussing plagiarism. Anyone can tell me?
Because if we are not following
plagiarism is simply just to check about the copywriting.
Okay. Yes.
So that it's not
Dr.
or it is not
Dr. Shah, it is
salami
more about
publication.
protecting the IP, right? Protecting the intellectual property created by someone from misuse without giving credit / acknowledging the hard work put on by somebody else.
Okay. Anything else? why we are discussing
And
plagiarism.
by way of plagiarism, the body of knowledge will not improve because you're actually just adding to what people have already done.
Yeah,
And
to check
that's
the
not good
duplication
for
of
the
the
society or
content.
for the body of the work.
And we also have to prove that there
Yes.
is no plagiarism in our own papers.
To ensure academic integrity.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Ethics, academic
Yes.
integrity.
Yes.
But what will happen? Something I will copy from this thesis, something from that thesis, and I will create my own thesis. What is wrong in that?
It's a misconception.
What's the original contribution that
Not
we
adding
have
any
done?
value.
You're not adding any value to the domain of knowledge.
Okay.
We are
add
not
anything special to the society as well as the individuals also.
Okay. All these reasons are there. Now look at the most important reason. Fine, penalty. There are levels of penalty. If you plagiarize, this is a document of 2018 when UGC came up with a guideline. There are 3 levels of penalty. Up to 0 level of up to 10% of plagiarism, no penalty. For if you look at plagiarism by PhD student, if there is a similarity of till 10 to 40%, the scholar will be asked to review the script and come back again after 6 months, within 6 months. Then next level, level 2, if the similarity is more than 40% to 60%, the scholar will not be allowed to submit the script for 1 year. He will be barred for 1 year. And if it is more than 60%, then his registration will be cancelled. So this is the severity of plagiarism and penalty.
So even at 40 to 60%, it's quite flexible till then.
Yeah.
But in our
But not
case,
for
yeah,
the supervisor.
not for the supervisor.
No,
If you look
I'm
at
seeing
plagiarism by
I'm seeing
faculty.
from the PhD student's point of view only.
Yes, yes.
I mean, in fact, I'm shocked.
I mean, it is much more relaxed, you need to say.
Yes.
Okay. So do you think that the university will accept 40%?
So one thing.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's very shocking to see
So
this.
one thing.
I will tell you. I will explain you. Yeah. Yeah, Raja. Please.
So the right side, the plagiarism by faculty, could you explain that part?
Faculty plagiarism by faculty. Again, 10% no penalty. If it is more than 10% and less than 40%, he has to withdraw the manuscript. Right? If he has submitted it, he will have to withdraw. If it is more than 40%, then he will not be a supervisor for 2 years. Okay. And if it is over 60%, then not for 3 years. His supervision power will be seized for 3 years. There have been several cases where the principal, VCs and many persons have been caught in this.
This faculty plagiarism 10 to 40% has to withdraw manuscript means which manuscript?
Manuscript means what?
No, which manuscript?
In which the plagiarism has been found. The same manuscript. If he has submitted.
I think the question here is faculty are also writing such kind of.
Yes, that was my question actually. That was my question.
Articles and
publications,
publication papers.
Faculties have to write. If they are into research domain, then the major criteria for their promotion and
Understood. I had a conversation. Understood. Okay.
So they have. It's a continuous process. It's not only for the time of PhD. Lifelong we have to write. Right. Now coming back to plagiarism by student. We accept plagiarism up to a level of 10% only. There is no level 1, level 2, level 3. Right? So we check for plagiarism. Once you submit your thesis, I will show in the Urkund software, I will show how it is done and I will show some of the results, how it is done. So this is how the plagiarism fine is there and penalties are there. That's why we are discussing about penalty. Ethics and all those things are there. But above all, there is a rule of law. So that prevails. So, okay?
Yes.
Now, as you all have already read, what is plagiarism and what action constitutes plagiarism. We will discuss about that. I'm sure you all already know what is plagiarism. The picture can depict it. Calling someone else's work as mine, right? How Oxford Dictionary defines. You already know, the classes have been taken about plagiarism. Taking someone else's work and claiming it as your own. Now, what are the actions? What are the things if you do, you will come under plagiarism? Right? Tell me, what are the actions? You have already read about plagiarism.
Copying, say for example, just cut copying from a particular journal and not depicting it or not writing it in our own words, rather than just picking it up and pasting it in our article. Is a plagiarism example.
Right.
Duplicating and not referencing.
Not referencing. Okay. What else? What all things will come? Only written document or any other things?
Copying a set of data, copying a set of data and tables, and then working on it as if my own.
Right,
Charts.
right.
Even
Charts.
if we steal the idea.
You steal the idea. That also comes under plagiarism. Paraphrasing, summarizing the source word without citation. The crux of the matter is whatever you do, that comes under plagiarism. Self-recycling, using his or own writing. I have previously written something, again I am writing that. It will come under self-plagiarism. So that is also, it happens when we do plagiarism checking in Urkund for scholars, then sometimes it shows that self-plagiarism. So there is a provision how we do that. We exclude that, okay, no, the author researcher has done or written, and they have to mention or cite also. So these are all, either you copy paragraph or you use data, calculation, statistics, images, all without quotation, without citing, that comes under plagiarism.
Sir, every time whenever this plagiarism topic is coming, I am landing with one particular question and still it is not clarified.
Okay, please.
Maybe I am failing to understand. My question is, even if we give the due credit, acknowledgement, and take the reference, we put all these things in quotation. So to what extent we should cite or quote, we should use the definitions? I mean,
I will show you. It is part of my presentation tonight. I will show you what to quote, how much to quote, why to quote. All those things are there. There are certain principles we will discuss.
Okay, thank you.
You will get it. Now all of you know very well what is plagiarism. So this is the task number 1 for you. Try to find out which of these are not a case of plagiarism. You read 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. Tell me, or you can use chat for that.
Number 1 is plagiarism.
2 is not.
Number 2 is not a plagiarism.
Okay.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah, 2 is not.
Okay. Come to 3.
3
is
also
plagiarism. 3 is plagiarism.
3 is, yes.
3 is plagiarism.
4 is
also plagiarism.
Yes.
4 is also plagiarism.
Readiness, several
5 is also
But,
plagiarism.
sir, I have a question here. Sir, I have a question here. In 4, you know, if someone is actually doing, how will it be proven as a plagiarism? Number 4, because it's showing that replacing these, you know, the sequence sentence structure, replace words with synonyms, or remove or add individual words. So
exactly.
how will that?
That software will.
Yeah, correct. Software.
Okay.
There is a software, Urkund, or for that matter, Turnitin was earlier. So it will find out. It will check for every 7th word, and there are other things it will check, and immediately it will find out. We will see how it finds out. So don't worry about that. So don't worry. Don't if I replace it with synonym and sentence will be different, still it will find out.
1347.
Again, I ask a silly question. Do we really need this to experiment with?
No, why we will experiment? But it happens. Intentional or unintentional
That's what I am
plagiarism.
asking. Yeah, unintentionally, those are will not be a question. If we are writing
No,
ourselves,
unintentional will
so
also be a question. Unintentional. Now, okay. So find out which one is the plagiarism case. We will discuss that.
1347.
Okay. And which of one of these is not a case of plagiarism?
Two,
256.
256.
Okay. Let us discuss. Everyone agrees with that? 256.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Come first.
yes, sir.
2. In the previous slide, what we have discussed, self-recycling, use of his or own writing, it comes under plagiarism. In cooperation with your guide, what happens? Typically in a government university, the guide has already, the beauty of IUJ is that here you decide what will be the topic and we have to accept. In case of various other university, government university, guide has a bucket of 5-6 projects, thesis which has already been done. He will tell you, इसमें से कोई एक select करना. So in cooperation with your guide or you alone, you have written something. I have written 10 articles on rural consumer buying behavior, but if I am using the same somewhere else, that will come under plagiarism. The best solution is again to cite that. It will not come under self-plagiarism. The only solution is citation. I will cite that this is my work. So it will not come under plagiarism. So 2 is ruled out. Then you said about 5th. 5. Reading several works, reworking, but which is totally a new thing. But again, you have to cite. If you have reading, you are reworking the contents. See the language, reworking. It is not at all your new idea, right? You are getting from various other sources. Here also, the solution is no harm to citation. You create, you recreate, but you mention those from where you have taken.
Because this is what we'll have to do a lot in the literature.
I will, yes. This is what you will have to do, and I will show how it is done. In all these cases, only item number 6 does not comes under plagiarism. Transcribe a maximum 4 sentences, copying all those sentences, but mentioning the quotation, mentioning the name of the author, like in case of definition or like in case of some research work, you are mentioning. So that does
Sir,
not
here,
come under.
sir, here I actually tried this. I had a old article, published article of mine, and I took it from there and I put it onto this plagiarism tool. Wherever I have defined the quotes within inverted commas, like this is what Philip Kotler has said, this is what Leo Burnett has said. It gives you a count of number of. So it gave me exactly those 5, which are given as definition and showed it as plagiarism.
Okay, so there is a provision for that. We will discuss when we will discuss Urkund. Urkund has this beauty that it will exclude if authors or if it is in quotes. There is a provision for excluding. So if you exclude, it will not take it as plagiarism.
Okay.
So this is
Urkund
about
is the Indian software. Urkund.
No, it is a Sweden software from Swedish, but government of India, MHRD, has got the license of it to use, and they have asked all the universities to use. So we also are using Urkund software. Now what to cite, as you have said already, anything, words you quote, word you summarize, paraphrase, photograph, experiment, table, survey, any unique concept or the same phrase, all those things, even the idea, unique concept, all you have to cite. So in fact, literally speaking, nothing is left. You have to cite everything, whatever, if you have taken from somewhere else. So this is citation.
Dr. Jha,
yes.
Like you have written that idea also. If at all it's an extension of idea, something like that.
Then also. If it's, say, if it is,
but
if you are
result
coming up
different, but result may be
different. But suppose if you are coming up with an idea like Newton came up with, gravitational force, which no one has thought of. Is your idea of that level?
Okay.
So then you can say that the idea is yours. You will start writing. Once you will start writing and read, you will realize that where is this? There is a thin line. Your own
I mean,
idea.
then it will be considered a seminal work, right?
Right. So that's why if it's you have taken that idea, you have read somewhere, and then it will come. So solution is there. There is nothing harm. There is nothing wrong in quoting or citing or referring. So there
Sir,
is
what about when you explain a history, like I write an article of brand, and now the history of how brand came about, how the branding concept came about is basically cattle herders in US who started branding their cows when ranches were not made. Now that is something which will always remain that way.
Absolutely.
So it may be at thousands of articles, so I may put it in my words.
Right.
So will that come up into?
I am telling you. Those things are known as things which are of common knowledge. We will discuss about that also. Common knowledge things like what is the population of Jharkhand, or when branding started. So that is not properly defined. In case of scientific research, what comes under common knowledge is defined, but things about history, date, when Jio was launched, certain informations are categorized as things of common knowledge. So there you can exclude citation. You may not cite, but then also if you are in doubt, it's better to cite. Suppose I say Xiaomi is a Chinese company headquartered in Beijing.
Yeah.
I can say that this is a common knowledge.
Absolutely.
But from where this common knowledge came? There are certain various common knowledges which are available in encyclopedia. So if from there I am taking, I have to quote that it is from encyclopedia. Source is encyclopedia. So that is about common knowledge.
But if somebody forgets, sir, if somebody doesn't, and in a natural course of usually, I know.
I know. So that will come under unintentional plagiarism. You have not intended, but it happened. General facts, which you think that it is a common knowledge. So that will come under unintentional plagiarism. So what will happen? The reviewer will send you, the editor will send you the comments that these are things which are part of plagiarism. Improve upon. Do go for revision. So you will now put citations, send back again, it will get approved.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So there is nothing harm in that. Now why we should use sources in paper, like why we should cite in our research paper or thesis? One answer already we have got: plagiarism.
Due credit given to the original author.
Okay. What else?
Plus, sir, it tells us that this is the incremental addition that we are doing, and that's how the future research would actually start to happen.
Okay. Right.
That's what I feel.
Okay. Anything else?
Sir, this is like
to make our content more strong.
Very good. To make your content.
Write your father's name.
To acknowledge the contribution of other researchers from whom I have taken some material. So giving an acknowledgement.
Okay. Fine. All of you are correct. So why we should source? Like one of you said, Manisha said, it provides context. From where I will write background information. From where I will write the definition. I am not creating the definition. Definition is already there. Review or literature. All these things will provide context or content for my paper. It will strengthen my argument also. If I am saying certain things, we will discuss this paper. So if I am saying certain things, then it has to be backed by certain arguments. If I mention that these authors have already said this thing about that, then my argument will become more strong. Research is about argument and validation. You make an argument in the form of hypothesis, and then you have to validate it, prove it. These are the two crux of research. So that to strengthen your argument, this is how it gives you new ideas. Like from various sources you have read it, you will get a new idea. All of you have said to give credit to others. It will create accuracy. of your facts, whatever you are mentioning. It will generate new idea, like it will expand research. So many research have been done in same field. So how it is getting improved, say on consumer buying behavior or any other model or AI and marketing, all those things are there. So these are the reasons why we should use sources in the paper. Just have a look at this introduction section of a research paper. I have just noted down few lines, copied and pasted here with due credit. The title is mentioned there, and if you look at, if you read, just you read for 2 minutes, first introductory lines. Now, if you will see, if you'll read, I have highlighted in yellow. It's highlighted because you will find that within these 7-8 lines, how many citations are there? How many authors we have referred? So within this paragraph, so many authors' name is there. So he's citing. So that is a good style, and this is a paper of Elsevier. So there is nothing wrong in that. Now, in the new paragraph, he talks about the conceptual model. Here also, he is using different sources. He is citing, he is rewriting and giving them due credit. So if you look at within this paragraph, so many authors' names are mentioned, which creates more authenticity in the research paper. And see the flow, how it is written. This is how you write. The objective of giving you assignment in introduction was that you can use, there was a opportunity to use definitions, opportunity to use the past research, quote them as it is. So in the introduction, you have got this duty to explain the background, the research which has taken place. So this is how you move ahead.
Dr. Jha.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, if we give these thing in the references rather than citing in the next
in
to the
text
word,
citation, in text citation.
will that work?
They both are different things. Both are different things. We will come to that. We will come to that. Why both are different things? Because we are using the exact quote. Though we are paraphrasing, but since we are using the exact quote, so that's why we are putting it here. Like referencing, they will come again. But since we have picked up that line, prior research and examined differences in how consumers perceive and evaluate brands. For example, through investigating brand equity. Now, if I am putting a brand name, brand equity, who else? Then Keller. The name of Keller will certainly come. So that is the beauty. Brand personality. This concept was given by David Acker. So I have to mention brand extension, David Acker. So these were the pioneer works which was done. So my topic is title is brand relationship norm. So I have to mention them because I am directly using their quotes either as it is or paraphrasing. So if I don't do that, if simply I will write through investigating brand equity, then I will be caught under plagiarism. Is it okay?
Yeah, yes, sir. Thank you.
It's clear. So how to cite in APA style? There are so many styles, Oxford style, Harvard style. We are talking about APA style, how to write. All of you are aware how to write in APA style. This is a APA style author year system. Minimum requirement is to name the author, comma, year of publication. If you are, that is sufficient. But sometimes if you are taking something exactly from certain page, then you put the page number also, page number from 34. If you have used from two pages, you mention 34 and 35. Nothing wrong in that. You mention PP 34 and 35. If you are
between name and year, do we need to give comma, or sir, we have to just keep it in some papers they don't give comma, sir?
So what kind of referencing style they are following? That is also a question. Here, different referencing style have different styles, like Oxford, APA, IEEE, all have different styles. Here we are talking about APA system. Why? Because our university follows that, our thesis and APA has got maximum acceptance. So that's
volume,
how.
Sir, volume number doesn't have to be written.
Volume number here doesn't require. That will come under references. We will
So
show.
that will go. Okay.
References mein volume number, ISBN, all those details can be mentioned.
That is different. That's a different way to.
That is references. Here we are talking about in-text citation. In-text means this is in-text citation. All the things in yellow are known as in-text citation. In-text citation. So this, why I am discussing this, my aim, the lesson which was given to me was to let you know about plagiarism tool, that is Orkun. It will take 5 minutes to teach you, right? But since you will not be using that, so I thought that I should tell you what are the ways to avoid plagiarism. My session of using plagiarism tool, because plagiarism already have been taught to you. So my session would have taken only 5 minutes. But I thought that what are the ways, how you can avoid those things, how to write. That's why I am discussing the citations and why to cite, what are the ways to cite. Sometimes
much required in fact.
Right. So how to write if there are more than 4 authors? That day also we discussed Smith et al. If there are 2 authors, Smith and Jones. But if there are more than 3 authors, then you use et al. Then there are, in Oxford style, they follow, certain journals will ask you to follow Oxford style. They will go for footnotes. So using the superscript 1, 2, 3, you will write. So that is footnotes. Another old style was of endnotes, which is not now in.
Sir, while writing the name of the author, is it required always to put the surname first, then followed by the name?
Yes, it is required. It is required.
Okay.
Like Pankaj Agrawal, so Agrawal Pankaj. Because
Okay, sir.
it helps in searching.
So in the slide that you were showing, they're only showing the first or perhaps the surname.
Yes. For convenience, I have put it because the names were too long. So just for showing that how to put, that's why I have used this. Right. So this is about in-text citation. Is it clear to everyone? Like footnotes and endnotes?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We're using endnotes, right? Instead of footnotes.
Sorry, come again.
We'll be following endnotes.
No, endnotes is now a older style, old style. What is the difference is that if you put immediately while you are writing and putting the quotation, it is suited for the reader. That reader can, by reading, immediately relate. If you are putting one as superscript and mentioning it at the back end note, then for the reader it is difficult to relate. So everything is there for the mind of, for the convenience of the reader who is reading. Immediately at that point he will read. Then you have got footnotes also within the same page. You can see end note is now outdated. So you read, you put footnotes as well as references. So both are in APA. We use direct references within the quotes.
So, sir, in that case, suppose if we have a Gartner report or suppose we are referring to any consulting company's report, how do we cite that?
Yes, yes. Right. ENY report 2020, like that detail you are mentioning.
Okay.
In the bracket.
So the same citation, but instead of name, it will come the Gartner or ENY or whatever.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Now, myths about citation. So all of you are aware. So let us discuss about this. This is more for your discussion. What are your views? One myth is you can quote anything that is in public domain, which is no longer protected by copyright. So do you need to cite it? What is your answer?
Yes.
Yes. Of course.
All of you agree?
We need to cite.
Yes.
You need to cite. Come to second myth. Whatever is there on the
No,
web.
still we have to give reference and citation.
Right. Still, suppose. Right. Suppose it is, you are mentioning the population of Bihar is 12 crore. It is a common knowledge.
Okay.
It is a common knowledge, but from where
Then
you
I have to give the reference from where I have got the data.
Yes. So you have got it from census 2010-11. So you will mention census 2010-11 because what is the source? So that is why this myth is there, but still you have to mention. Again, now come to number 3.
Only a few lines I can.
If I mention the author names, word by word, quotation. And I am not giving.
This is plagiarism.
It is plagiarism because it is not a research. You are copying. All of you agree with that?
Yes.
Yes.
Right. Next, 4th one.
If I turn this one small.
This is plagiarism.
Plagiarism, sir.
This is the plagiarism that time we were discussing idea.
Idea.
From where the idea came. Someone has already done. If I am doing in say CRM, so the father of CRMs are Don Peppers. So from there I have taken some idea. It is not my new idea. So then also.
So will it come under self or something was there?
No. Self means your work. You are citing your own work. That is known as self citation. If you are writing on CRM, then you have to mention Sir Don Peppers or Jagdish Seth. Relationship marketing, right?
Yes.
Okay,
so that is last one. Only few.
Plagiarism.
Tiny theft.
Theft is a theft.
Still
is a theft only.
Yeah. Still it's
So
plagiarism. What is tiny theft?
What is tiny
Big,
theft?
there's small theft is a theft.
Right. So these are the myths about citation, and all of you agree to that. That is what is myth and what is the truth. Thumb rule. Whenever you are in doubt, please cite it. Right. Next, if you are reading something, if you are reading a text A, and if you want to create text B, you need to cite text A. Because what is the basis? You have to cite the basis. It does not, things are not in vacuum. That is the thumb rule. Next important thumb rule is that initially someone was saying how many sources, how many citations we can make. So on an average, you should not cite the same source more than thrice in on an average 3000 word paper. Right. So all these things are clear.
I have a point, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
This matching of ideas. Suppose if I am writing a research article on effect of COVID-19 on contractual performance. Suppose effect of COVID-19 on contractual performance. Now I may not have read any article on it, and it is my own creation, my own idea.
Okay.
It is quite possible that this idea will match with any idea which genuinely I have not read. When I am writing the article, that effect of COVID-19 on such and such sector of the economy.
Okay.
It is my own creation. But after my writing and giving it to a journal, it is found that the similar idea has been given by some other author. What will happen then? I am a genuine writer. I am a genuine writer.
Topics will have the same idea or content. We can
in the COVID scenario, in whatever scenario, many ideas will be same.
Idea and content are not the same thing. If you have got the idea, if you have got this idea, and throughout 3000 words, it is written in your own language, no one will challenge it. No one will challenge it. It is not plagiarism.
But what happens in many areas, particularly in finance, suppose I am telling about impact in the stock market, COVID impact in the Indian stock market. So what will happen, many of the figures, many of the ideas and many of the sentences even will match.
Many of the
copied from anywhere. It is possible.
Why sentences will match?
Because what happens that in the financial market or in a closed scenario, the normal thinking or the normal comprehension and vocabulary which comes in your mind may match with someone else.
That will match. But what is the beauty of software? It will see whether in continuation 7 words are of the same nature or not.
Okay.
Every seventh one, right? So if it
So,
is
but
not
in my case, what if I'm taking a topic? I mean, you are familiar with my topic. The examples which I want to cite, and the same examples are already being present in many articles. And if I want to take only in India, so obviously those examples has already been taken. So in that case, will it be plagiarism, or I can just put that example or photo and write my own words?
No. You have to cite again. You have to cite who has done on that. Who has anyone done anything on that or not?
Okay, just for
advertisement. Yeah, tell me.
For advertisement, there was a dollar that cloth for men.
Yes, it is done. See, that day also I told you, you think about any idea, you think about any topic, it is already been done. You search it. You search it, you will find it. So, solution is there. Citation is the solution. Your research methodology is your own. Your introduction, your conclusion is your own.
No, in this case, if I'm taking example also, then also I need to have give the reference or I have to cite them.
Obviously, example. If you look at here, what are the things I have mentioned? What you cite, what to cite. Example also you have to cite.
Okay, so
nothing is left. Right. So nothing to worry about that.
Then question arises that only, what will be then our contribution?
Certainly, there will be your contribution. Context you are doing in, say in India, you are doing with regard to certain product you are doing. Sentence to sentence you are not matching.
No.
Right. So then
idea would be the contribution, right, sir?
Sorry, come again.
I'm saying the uniqueness and the new idea would be the contribution. This can relate to earlier studies, but some new idea I will have to bring. Otherwise, there is no point in doing any,
Exactly.
No, no. It's not that necessarily that you have to come up with new idea. Advertising and portrayal of women is not a new idea.
Yeah.
It is last 50 years that has been, it is there. So many research. You are just at the tip of the iceberg. First you explore. You will find so many research, and that's why when you will do literature review, you will find that certain gaps are there.
Yeah.
If gaps are not there, you will find that in what context it has been done. Okay, it has been done with regard to soaps only. You will say that I am doing it in certain other category, say sari or other product I am doing. So this is the difference which you are bringing about.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yeah.
So
Thank
you have
you,
to
sir.
find out the narrow point within your research.
Okay.
Right.
Yes.
So do you all agree? Again, there is a question.
One question. This is regarding that slide where you have said that 2000 in a text of 2,500 words, one citation should not repeat more than thrice. Now, if I am explaining a seminal work and that explanation goes into say 2-3 pages, how do I then do this?
2-3 pages means it means that entirely you are copying that.
No, I'm not copying it. I'm explaining a particular idea.
You are explaining a particular idea. So once you have explained, twice you have explained, thrice you have explained.
No, that narration.
That narration will continue.
Okay.
Line by line, you will not copy.
No.
There is a limitation also. So thrice the leverage to you is given by good journals is that thrice you can quote. Now you can quote more times, but it will not look nice, and the reviewer will think that only this author is being quoted. So that is for making the acceptance, your paper getting accepted. For that purpose, this rule, undeclared rule is there.
Okay.
Do you agree?
Yes.
Yes.
No, do not agree to the one. Do not agree to the one.
Okay. It helps. We have already discussed.
Question no. Both are no.
Both are no. Everyone.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Right. Now we move to our next topic, which is Urkund, which I was discussing that HRD Ministry approves the use of Urkund. So now let us move to this Urkund software. This is a software from Sweden used by MHRD. This was selected through a global tender, and how it checks, it is basically a similarity kind of software which checks the similarity. And if the word is too long, that's why if you recall our previous session, I had said that use small sentences, limit number of words. So here also, if you can use small sentences, and every 7 words will be checked. Earlier, Turnitin was very popular in India, and many people were using, but there was some cache in Turnitin. So because of that, this is more foolproof. Once you are enrolled as a research scholar, you will get a submitter account, and along with your guide, whatever paper you write, you will send to your guide. You will send it direct to the university. As I am the admin, it will come to both of us, and then we will put it in Urkund, and you will see the review report. So this is how this Urkund works. So we will create your account in the later stages once you are registered, and we check plagiarism through this only.
Sir, what is the registration process?
I will register. Registration process. The university will register you. The university will register you. Once you are registered, after your synopsis is accepted, once you are registered, the accounts will be opened for you, and then with the help of your guide, you can use that. That is the Urkund software.
Okay, okay.
There are nothing to worry right now. It will be created in later stage. If further you want to know how to avoid plagiarism, then there are several websites. From there you can see. If you want to understand what are the various referencing style which we were mentioning, Harvard, Oxford, APA, these are the links I will share. Right. So in the end, what is the conclusion? The golden rule: behave towards other the same way you want them to behave towards you. Means you cite, don't steal, and cite as much as possible. Right. So these are the references from where I have prepared, and I have mentioned it. Now let us discuss about Urkund. Is there any question which you want to ask?
I don't have a question. I'm just saying that this would be Bible for us. So kindly share the PPT.
Certainly.
I was just going to ask.
I will share. Like last PPT, I also have shared. Are you seeing the screen, Urkund screen? Right now we can.
No, sir.
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. Just a second. Now you are seeing?
Yes.
Right. So this is the Urkund. This is the Urkund software, and I will show you what it does. So first, what happens that for your benefit, I have submitted one material, right? And this is how it will interpret. If you talk about matching block, it mentions the source also. I have copied it from economictimes.com, right? So it will mention the source also. All the lines it will mention. It is mentioning that these are the copied item. It is saying that 98% of this is copied. Now let us look at this. The entire document. This I have uploaded. Simple procedure is you upload the document. So in Word format we upload, and then it has 3 categories: findings, sources, entire document. So this is my text which I have uploaded in Word. Now it is showing that entire text is matching. Here are the findings. It will show side by side. Entire from Economic Times I have copied. That's why it is showing side by side. The source. Are you able to see? Make out? This orange is the copied one, and right side this is the original
Source.
document. Source. So it will mention the source. It will 100% matching. It will mention the source. W stands for website. So I have copied from website. This website, right? If it is copied from journal, it will mention J. If it is much below that, that is from school assignment, it will also mention. So this is showing a similarity index of 98%. Now this is the Urkund. Suppose you have mentioned certain things which are in quotes and still it is finding. What I can do as admin, I will do this. It will be excluded, right? So it will be excluded. So this will not be a part of plagiarism.
Okay.
So this is in the hand of the admin. What to include, what to exclude. Brackets. Things which are in bracket, I will exclude. So this is the beauty of Urkund, which it has given detailed text differences where the texts are different. So this will also show. Then I will show you another document.
मतलब कोई भी चांस नहीं है चीटिंग करने का?
कोई भी चांस नहीं है. कोई भी
sir,
चांस नहीं.
if we cite, how it will handle it? You know, suppose we have taken something and cited.
Right. It will see. A gentleman called Sushmit Rai, he has submitted his thesis, and first go the plagiarism is only 1%. The acceptance level is 10%, and how he has done in such a way that there was only 1% plagiarism. So it was accepted in one go. There are certain cases where we have to use plagiarism software thrice because it is coming up more than 10. So
But
those
sir,
identified.
One interesting item is 86% matching text.
Matching text, 86% within that.
And still 1% is getting the plagiarism.
Overall, right? Overall, the overall plagiarism percentage is 1%, but within this document it is 86%. So this is not relevant for me. Similarity, this is relevant for me. 1%.
So within text
similarity.
meaning.
Yes, sir, go ahead.
Within text meaning that.
Within text means this. Here, within correlation coefficient, this is finding like this. So within text, not entire thesis.
Okay.
Overall, within 1%, 79%. Right. So one part of that. So this is how this works.
Sir, sorry, we did not understand this. Can you please repeat again? What is this matching text and what is the submitted?
Matching text is overall thesis. Once we upload the thesis, we look at similarity. Right. Urkund is a software for checking similarity. Now, within the entire thesis, similarity is only of 1%. Right. Now, if you look at, let us come to this entire document. Now, if we go in the entire document, we will find that here with the thing which is in orange color, this is a matching text. This matching text is within this, it is coming as 86%. So that is not of significance because overall it is not coming that much.
So, sir, so in overall calculation, it has excluded those matching texts.
Right.
But what we were getting at our session, I mean, that at least I was understanding that if the texts are matching, then it will add to the plagiarism percentage.
It will add. It is adding. But how much it is adding? I have said that till 10% we exclude, we ignore.
Yes.
Plagiarism from 0 to 10% is excluded. So within that range it is coming. Now within 1%, if we divide that 1%, take 1% as 100. So within that text it is 86%, but overall it is coming as 1%.
Oh, okay, understood.
Okay,
within that
overall.
1%, it is matching 86%
Yes.
with the.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So this is about Urkun. So this is the, then we have some, this is how it works in the entire document. The findings, the procedure is simple. We will upload the document and then we will see that what is the percentage. Like in that case, similarity is 98%, which I had shown earlier. It will show me the sources. It will show me the entire document. Where are the copied items? The problem was what this was. It was copy till entire word by word copy was there. That's why plagiarism came. Next was no quotation was used. No references were used in the end. Right. So all these reasons were for plagiarism. So this, you will get an account of this once you are registered, that is in April. And then with the help of your guide, you will get the submitter account. You will submit any paper which you write. Many journal ask you that please give us the plagiarism report. So in that case, you will send it to the university or through your guide. We will put this, the report will come, and then we will share the report. Like, are you able to see this? Okay, just a second. This is the report of one of the scholars, and this is the how it comes once we put it, and then how the result comes. So it will show where the act of plagiarism is there. In this case, initially it was 26%. Once we first uploaded, the case of plagiarism was 26%. So later on, things were improved and some citation and referencing and removing of that matching text were done, and then everything was all right. So wherever you will see that there is some, yeah, this is 100% matching, means this text is 100% matching from the something where it is available online. So this is how the Urkun plagiarism software works. Any question from this?
No, this is okay.
Yes. So this is very simple to use, and the best thing is that you have to cite. There is no other alternative. You have to cite. That is the solution. Any other question from this, if you have?
Dr. Jha, this is Simi. I don't
Yeah.
have a question, but I mean, we extended for 30 minutes. I was okay with it, but I have another meeting starting in about 7 minutes.
So anyhow, we are concluding. The session was for 1 hour only. If you can take a leave.
Is there any quiz or anything that we need to do?
That was the most important announcement I was going to make.
Tell us no, sir, for once.
There is no assignment for this, and there is no
Thank
quiz
you
for
so
this.
much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Much
Because
needed.
I
We are
understand.
not energized.
You are not
Yeah,
energized.
Thank you very much, sir.
I understood this point, so I have not kept any quiz nor assignment. But if
Big
you
clap
look at,
in, sir.
but if you look at, already I have taken certain quizzes. This was task number 1.
Yeah.
You have already done that. You have already done this. What are your views?
Sir, kindly share this file via email like the earlier one.
Yes, I will share.
That will be a great help.
Right. So this was another assignment or quiz. This
Yes,
was
sir.
another assignment or quiz. So within this, I have taken. So you are free to prepare for other things, and that's all for
Thank
today.
you so much.
Thank you. Thank you,
Assignment
sir.
I haven't
So,
submitted
you,
yet,
Dr.
sir.
Jha. Thank you very much. Thanks.
I have not submitted this assignment so far, so I'll be doing it today.
Yes, some of you have
Same
not
here.
submitted. Yeah.
So I'll be doing it by today, tomorrow morning, because I just have one laptop in the home.
Okay, it's okay.
Sir, I do have a question.
Yeah, please.
Sir,
I just wanted
sir,
to
you
ask
have-
one thing. Acha, please continue.
Yeah, please go on. Please go on.
No, I just wanted to know if we submit any assignment late, is there a penalty sort of anything? I just wanted to know.
Recording is on.
That's a very good question, actually.
It is.
Dr. Midani is very good
Switch
answer.
off कीजिए. Switch off कीजिए. Switch off कीजिए.